we're going to replace the rotors and pads on our Alfa Giulietta. So you can see in another video, we've just a little tidy up of the cosmetics of the caliper because the clear is peeling, so we're just going to re-clear that. But we're going to tackle the brakes. Now, not hard, Brembo setup, same as our Porsche and Evos we've had, so they're a little bit rusty. So, I mean, this is the only penetrating oil I have at the moment. We'll just put a little bit on there, because that is a little bolt that holds the rotor onto the hub. And with the corrosion on this, and we had to kick the wheels off, I think we're going to have to, might be a little bit of a struggle. Okay, so wheels off, we'll let that sit for a little while, and then we'll rip it off with a, I think it's a 5mm Allen key. Okay, let's see how corroded and stuck on these are. Probably have to knock this in a bit. Oh yeah, that's gonna be horrible. Okay, try to knock that in a bit. After that knocking breaks it loose too. And yes. So good. That would not have been fun to have to drill that out. So that's what's holding the rotor on. Okay, now we're just gotta get that off of there. Now to get the big caliper mounting bolts off, that's a 12mm Allen. So we'll put that in there. Now someone's been here before and put some, looks like a blue, some kind of blue paint or Loctite or something, but all right, let's see if we can just break these free. And I think we're gonna have to give these a shot of penetrating oil as well, but I think the bottom one will move. They are not moving. Not right now. Okay. We'll spray them with some lube, and then we'll try to we might have to tap them a bit too. While we're letting that penetrating oil penetrate, we'll tap the these pins out. I just use a little screwdriver, line it up, and tap. That punch also works. These are pretty stuck in there, so I went and dug my punch out so you get that flat head on it, so it's a little bit easier. There we go. And they pop right out, and we're gonna have a spring fly out in a second. And on the back here, while we're at it, there's just a plug for the wear pad sensor, so it's just kind of getting blocked, but the pin was blocking the pin from coming out. There we go, there's one. So we'll give that a little clean up and grease it up in a bit. And the other one, of course, comes right out easy, there's no tension on it. There we go, the two pins are out. That is the spring clip. Remember how it goes. So the little lumpy parts go on the inside. And now the pads. So the pads might need a little bit of persuading to get out. You can always push it. Get a screwdriver. I think I'll do that because again, it's all seized up. The brakes aren't too seized up, but I think the pads are in there pretty good. Or these pads have little dampers that stick on. So let's get the pad spreader tool. We'll use that pad spreader tool. So let me just get that in here. Get a little bit of contact between the pad and the piston. Now, we'll get out between the pad and the back of the caliper. You're not going to be able to see this, but and try to get it to hold on. Come on. A little bit of movement there. I think we're going to turn the wheel so we can get a better angle. There, we can see better now. Okay, that should be, that pad is loose. That pad should be coming out. There we go. Pad out. Looks like it was some kind of silicone or something onto the calipers. Anyway, there's still a little bit of meat left in there, but they are crumbling. So that is to be thrown away. Let's get this one out now. Done. Now we need to see if we can get these to undo. Nice little tap. Try to tap it. That will help loosen things up. Not budging. There this blue crap is. That's not going to help. Anyway, it's off. Sorry about the view. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's turn it. Wow, these are on there. Okay, bottom one's moving. Get the top one moving now. Yep. Okay, got the last turns of the last bolt here. And I'm sweaty. Okay, and now before we take that out, I'm just gonna get a cable tie through the caliper just so it doesn't start hanging on the brake lines. And then we'll just secure it. I need another one. And then we're just gonna secure it up the top. Just don't want it falling onto the floor. Okay, there we go. Just enough in that third cable tie. Okay, that is out, and that was in there really well. So much like corrosion. No, not much corrosion. Probably just thread locker or something. All right, clean that up. Clean that off the other one. Yeah, it's just old thread locker. Okay, caliper is free and hanging. Now we put the little, I put the little number 5 back in here, so the that bolt, so that this just didn't drop off. Okay, need that for later. And off she comes. There we go. Rotor off. Now we're going to give this a little tidy up with the wire brush because it's messy. I think the hardware was sticking some, maybe stick it in some vinegar or something to get the corrosion off it while we clean this up. I couldn't find the vinegar, but CLR removes rust. I've used this before, kind of mixed results, but we'll just, these aren't too bad, but we'll just chuck it all in, let it soak for a while, and we'll get the other sides in here too, and come back, give it a little sand down so it's all smooth with some emery paper. That'll make a nice finish. So I've hit this with the wire brush, got rid of all the clumps of, any clumps of rust that are there. Now I got a bit of copper anti-seize. Probably not for us, but for the next person, if there is a next person, just a little bit of this, just to keep that rotor able to remove it sometime. Okay. And we'll check our bolts in the CLR, and they're yeah, that's good. The CLR was kind of, hopefully it's just doing its thing there. We'll add a bit of water and see if we can give it a good scrub down in the sink. A quick little go after that CLR in our with just not even a wire brush, just a brush in the sink, and yeah, that came up pretty good. Not like new, of course. And then we hit that with a little bit of just fine wet dry. I used like 1000 grit just to take a lot of the bumps off. And now putting it back together, we'll put a bit of pin grease on there just to make sure everything's sliding around nice and easy. So that's clean, and time to get the new rotors out and give them a wipe down. If you follow the channel regularly, you'll know we put DBA rotors on all our cars. It's Disc Brakes Australia. Everything from race cars and the two-piece stuff like we had on our S3, and our nice stuff on the Porsche, to just a street series one here for the Alfa. So they don't sponsor us. I do pay full retail for these guys, but yeah, their quality is just fantastic, and particularly in their track applications, just handle the heat really well. All right, time to put the rotor on. So I've given it a wipe down with wax and grease with the brake cleaner. So careful not really to touch the face here. And then we're going to line up our little holding bolt hole, which is where? The holes down here just need the hole to line up with it. Okay. I think that's it. All right, got the pads out ready to go in. Bremtech Euroline, see how they go. They're pretty cool. They come with the little pad dampeners that slide into the pistons that 3M tape onto the back of the pad. So we'll put those in, help keep the noise down. Other cars we don't really care, but on here, being that this is going to be my daughter's car and my wife and mother-in-law will probably drive it a bit, we'll keep it quiet, even though it'll be good performance. Okay, let's have a go at putting these little things in the calipers. So they were pads were kind of glued on there before, which was really weird, but not a huge fan of that idea. So what I think we'll just clean up the old gunk that was stuck on there. And then we'll attach this to the pad. Now they're labeled with the I for inside and outside. And these just line up like that. So we'll peel and stick, I suppose. Okay, that's in. Of course, without these shimmy things, we could just slide the pads straight in. Okay, pads are in. They're as pushed back as they're going to get, I think. So we'll just swing around. Okay, well, it's tied up there. Brake pad wear sensor. There's a new cable. That should just clip in like so. There we go. And there's a little holder. Clean caliper bolts. Just get them started. So I got the caliper pin grease, and we'll just chuck a bit on here. Just get it so it's smooth and glides in easy. Okay, we'll just kind of get it started, and then we'll get them cranked in a second, because we still got to put the spring clamp in there. There's a clamp. Remember the spring, remember the little lumpy bits go in, so we can get one going. Let's do the top, and then we'll push it, get the bottom in. And now we need to tap it through. And I'll just use the handle of my breaker bar for now. Calipers are on. They're only on hand tight. The brake light is plugged in, ready to go. Seems kind of snug there. Okay. Maybe we haven't run that the right way. I don't think I have. All right, we'll move that, and then we're going to torque them up. Now, torque spec, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to use the same torque spec we used on the Porsche, which 130 to 145 Newton meters. Okay, I gave it another wipe down. They're all torqued on to spec. Ready to put the wheels back on now, because this side is completely done. And you also see a nice shiny calipers. So nicely repainted, well, not repainted, re-cleared, and quite an update look on the car.